It drives me crazy when people use cliches all the time. Today we're gonna look at 6 cliches and why you should never say them. What do you think, Damien? You ready?
I think so.
The first cliche we're looking at: if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. This is utter BS, complete bull. And here's why. No matter what you do, there are gonna be days where it feels like work. There are gonna be days you wish you were doing anything else but that one thing, because you do it so much, you have to do it, it's what you do to provide for yourself and your family, that you just don't wanna do it. So don't feel like you're gonna find some magical occupation that every day you're just gonna wake up blissful and joyous because there's nothing you would rather do than this one thing. There are gonna be days where it feels like work. And the other thing is, if you love it, you're probably doing it more. So you're actually gonna be working more days in your life. You're not working no days, you're actually working more days because you actually do enjoy it. Generally enjoy this thing that you're doing. Do you find that true for yourself as well?
Oh, I absolutely do.
Yeah.
Man, even like this morning, I didn't want to work.
Yeah.
Because, I do it all day, every day, so.
Like Damien lives behind the cameras holding a mic. Like this is what he lives for. But even today, he's like, this is like work. This is more like work for me today.
You're going to need to balance it out with other stuff that you enjoy. Diversify your time so that you keep that, fire burning, if you will.
Coming with the deep thoughts behind the camera. I love it. That was great. Thanks, Damien. So here's another one. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Like, duh, it's the first impression. So it's the first time it happens. So of course, you don't get a second chance at that. You don't need to say this. That's just like you don't get a second chance to eat at a restaurant for the first time. You can assume, right? It's implied with the word first. There's a first time that it happens. But it doesn't mean you can't make a second impression. It doesn't mean you can't rebound and recover and redevelop a relationship if you feel like the first impression wasn't as strong as you wish it would have been. So don't dwell on it. Don't feel so terrible. Don't even put so much pressure on yourself to make a great first impression. Do your best. We want to treat people with respect and let people know that, we value their time and we respect their time and show up accordingly. But don't put so much pressure on that first impression. I think we put an overemphasis on that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Good job.
Nothing to add to that.
You really brought a lot to that one, Davey.
I try.
The early bird gets the worm. People that get up early aren't going to win at everything in life, right? You got to prioritize tasks. There's a lot that goes into it. Of course, we don't want to necessarily sleep in every single day, but some people get their best work done at night, right? What about the late bird? What about that bird that stays up later than everybody else?
Oh, owls for sure do.
Owls grub on worms.
Man, they're all about this worm.
The birds are over there sleeping. They've been asleep. They're going to bed early so they can get up early because they've been fooled by this facade that the early bird gets the worm, but the owls are out there.
We're gonna switch this saying up. Be more like an owl.
Stay up late like the owls because they get fresh pickings of the worms.
Oh, it's true. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure an owl wrote this. Like, birds, go to bed early because you're gonna want to get up
bird
early.
Always gets the worm.
For those worms that we're gonna eat because
Birds
we're
are like,
staying up
okay.
late. Stupid birds.
Yeah.
Get worms on your own time. That's an improvement on this cliche.
Yeah.
Yes. Find the time that works for you to get your worms.
You just ramble enough and finally something
Here's the thing.
insightful comes.
You need one guy on a mic in front of the camera, one guy on mic behind the camera. Magic freaking happens, folks. I do hate this one a lot. Everything happens for a reason. Like, does it? Does it really? Did everything actually happen for a reason? Like, not everything. Like, some things happen for a reason, right? Like, you did something that caused this thing. So, there was some sort of a cause and effect. Sometimes it's a consequence, sometimes it's a reward. But I don't know. Everything just happens for a reason, like good and bad. There's a cause and effect. But the fact that everything's I don't know.
I think the question you're really asking is God real?
Man, I gotta go back. I do believe in God. So why do I hate this cliche?
Why do you hate
But
this
I
cliche?
very much do believe in God and a power. But he also gave us free will. But then it comes down to that conversation, right? Which has been going on since the beginning of the Bible. So maybe what I hate about this quote is that this cliche is that people use it for stupid reasons. Like,
there you go.
I forgot my wallet at work.
Well, everything happens for a reason.
Exactly. Number 5 cliches that I hate. You'll find love when you stop looking for it. What? Like I hate anything passive, I guess is what I hate. Anything that's just like, hey, just wait and things will happen for you.
Yeah, that's
I just
definitely
struggle
not
with
true.
that. Yeah, I feel like if you want something to happen, you don't wait to see what your life is going to look like. You can plan, these are the things that I want. And I feel like also if you spend time investing in yourself, like things become more attractive to you, right? So if we're just sitting down, like eating Cheetos, watching Netflix, and drinking Coors Light all night, every night, like, you know, that's probably not a great plan to set ourselves up for a life that we're really going to find a lot of fulfillment in. But if we take that time, we invest in ourselves, we find things that we're passionate about, we give back when we can. Yeah, I think there's an attractive quality to that people do admire and look to. So I don't know, if you're looking for love in all the wrong places, maybe, you know, start with yourself, you know, figure out how do you learn to love yourself, which is another cliche. There's so many stupid cliches.
I wonder if cliches are stupid because they've been used over and over again, so we get tired of it.
They lose their meaning. At one point, somebody said it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect for this moment. But then people just like use them generally, and so they try to like make it fit into every box where it doesn't.
Yeah.
We just cracked the code of cliches. Cracked
cliche
the code of cliches.
The cliche
Alliteration, 3 points. Keeping score if you're keeping score at home. Time heals all wounds. Like, not all wounds are healed by time.
Yeah, there's trauma.
There's trauma.
Trauma lasts forever.
That's very real. That can last forever. But what does help with trauma is like being intentional again about the things that you're doing to help yourself, right? Finding a counselor or a therapist or a coach, you know, finding a positive community that you can be part of. I think those sort of things can help, but just hoping that eventually you'll be better. I don't know, man. If I cut my arm, I'm not just going to wait for it to heal. I'm probably going to put some disinfectant on it and a bandage on it, right? I'm not just going to
Depends on how I'm feeling.
Eventually, this gashing blood that's just like spewing out, this gash on my arm is just spewing out blood, is going to heal itself.
Unless you die.
I'm not going to take that approach, right? I'm probably going to do something about it because I don't want to die first. Yeah. Like, time will eventually heal it, but I'd like for it to heal before I die. So let me take some action to help me actually heal this wound a little quicker.
Jacob firmly regrets bringing me on mic.
No, dude, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I hope people are also. If you like Damien being on mic, you got to get a like. You got to get a subscribe on this video because we're like 60 subscribers right now, but we got to get that up to a much higher number.
Probably
so
like
we need your help. We need your help with that.
65. I feel like that's a good thing to shoot.
65? I think we're at 65.
Oh, okay. Well, then 67.
So the 6 cliches that we hate. If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Early bird gets the worm. Everything happens for a reason. You'll find love when you stop looking. Time heals all wounds.
I'd have to say everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
That's got to be my least favorite. Because, not necessarily because of the cliche itself, but because it seems to be used in the most harmful ways.
And all these are like, hey, they're all just like, don't do anything. Like, you'll be fine. Just like stay there and do nothing.
They're very, very much encouraging passivity.
Yeah. Which is like my number one pet peeve.
What's your least favorite, Jeff?
Mine is time heals all wounds. I think that is absolutely terrible advice. I can't think of a worse advice. I think it's like, don't try. It's pretty much what that is saying. Like, don't try because you might fail, and time heals all wounds, I feel like are very similar messages. So I think that wounds take time to heal is much different than saying like time will magically heal every single wound. It's like, there might take time. There's a process. There's things we have to do to get to this ultimate destination we're looking for. But just standing and waiting is not what's going to get us to that destination.
Yeah, I think if you take an active approach to healing your wounds, you know, first by recognizing that you're hurt, and then secondly by seeking help for that, whether this is a mental or a physical wound, I think it applies in both situations.
100%. Well, we're trying something new here. Like, subscribe, share it with a friend if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment also with your least favorite cliche. What's a cliche that you hate? We want to see them in the comments, and
I really do.
We'll have to do a part 2 based off your comments. So leave them there. We appreciate you all.